Okay guys, we are doing it. 2026 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500. Here is what we know. Obviously, this is a big talk right now because Ford doesn't have a middle tier supercar Mustang to go against the Dodge Demon 170 or the best on the market. Actually, rephrase that thought. What is the best in the market right now? Because the Camaros, what's going on with Camaro? I'm really curious. Please let me know. What do you think in the comment section down below? Is Camaro coming back? Are we going to see a new version? I wish they made the Z28. That would have been an awesome version. I loved the previous gen, even when it was going head-to-head against the Shelby GT350R. It was a cool vehicle. It had carbon ceramic brakes. It had that big push rod, natural aspirated V8, had what, 505 horsepower. It was a lot back in 2015, 2016. They're gone now. We do have the ZL1s with the 1LE package, which are very predictable and consistent track vehicles. They put down great times with their DSSV Multimatic shocks. Regardless, guys, we need to talk about what is over the horizon with Ford and their Mustangs, because the dark horse has found its place as the replacement, I would say, to the standard Mach 1s and maybe the Shelby GT350s. In terms of price tier, definitely past GT350, because you can get the new Dark Horse close to $80,000, which is much more than any GT350 or GT350R ever was. Would you say it's GT500 price tier? Hey, let me know your thoughts. I remember when I bought my handling package, Shelby GT500, it was a vehicle that was around 83, 84s, mid-80s, my GT500 was. When I sold it and bought the track pack, that was a $106,000 supercar Mustang, which means it's definitely not in the track pack price tier by any means, at least if you count in the $10,000 painted stripe package that I ended up getting on my car. It looked cool. I'm not sure if a lot of people ended up doing that though. There's a huge space open for a Mustang between $80,000 and $300,000, because you have to remember the new Ford Mustang GTT is a $300,000+ supercar Mustang. What is going to be in the middle? There's definitely a buyer segment for that, I would say. Could they make something to take down the Demon 170? I know Ford isn't the biggest with drag racing. They are when it comes to building dedicated drag racers like the Cobra Jets. They aren't really into it too much with a street vehicle, because the GT500 ended up going down the path of the GT350, whereas it could be very fast in a straight line, but also in the corners. The GT350 was always the cornering Mustang. Now the GT500 was faster on the track too. It was the case when the 2020 years and up GT500s came out. They were incredible handling vehicles. They weighed significantly more, but they could put down the power in the corners and use the independent rear suspension for the benefit of the entire car. I do think that if they bring back the Shelby name with a GT500 replacement, it would do really good, because they could use the power train out of the GTD Mustang, not all of it, not the transaxle, maybe a detuned version of that engine. Or if they will be making the Ford Raptor R for many years down the road, they have that 5.2 liter supercharged V8 sitting right there in my truck. Speaking of that, it's going into the dealership tomorrow for some service, because I want to get to the desert for New Year's. Anyways, that's a bit off topic. I still can't believe, after selling my two GT500s, I have the engine again in a pickup truck that I can ramp and take jumps with. And it's the ultimate feeling. You've always wanted to jump your Shelby GT500 midair. Now I can, because I have the heart and soul within my Raptor. If you're a fan of trucks and Raptors, I'd recommend the Raptor R. Anyway, stay tuned for cool off-road content coming up soon out of the studio, the office. Back to my point. If that engine is still in production, being made at their assembly plants, hey, there's definitely a spot open for a high horsepower Mustang that's not in the 4GT tier, right? The Shelby scene has been impeccable. I am curious because we've heard so many talks about Shelby's going away from the Ford lineup because you have to realize they pay licensing fees. This is a name that they are using for marketing, branding. You have the independent company Shelby American based in Las Vegas. They create modification packages for vehicles similar to Hennessy and other companies out there where they are putting upgrades on cars that are already built by manufacturers. A lot of people actually thought when I owned my GT350 or the GT500s that they were built by Mr. Carroll Shelby himself, or they were built from Shelby. But truthfully, truth be told, Shelby had nothing to do with the engineering truly of manufacturing these vehicles and designing them. It was done basically with Ford. Don't get me wrong, Shelby was involved with the 2013 GT500. There's a video out there with him working with Ford Performance. Ford was definitely the ones creating the vehicles. Now that they're gone, what is going to be the future for Shelby? I have found the audience tier for Shelby's have not been truly the youngest of buyers because I saw not too many young buyers were getting into the Mustang Bullitt or getting into the GT500. The heritage is definitely awesome. It's definitely there. With younger generations coming, I don't know if they're going to remember the Steve McQueen movie with the Bullitt. I don't know if they're going to go, I need to get a Shelby because it's an icon. I don't know if that's really the case anymore. Dodge has proven to all these brands that they can create new products, new icons. Instead of living in the past with old icons, why not create something new? And I love this with brands where they're actively racing. They're actively trying to create new names. Dodge created the Hellcat. The marketing behind the Hellcat's incredible. They created the Demon. Could you imagine buying a car that has that name on it? It just sounds cool. It sounds mean. The Demon 170. It's incredible what they're doing with it. I think Ford can see an opportunity here. Will they make a 2026 Ford Mustang GT500? They have the tools there. They have the engine there. They have their dual clutches there that they developed with Tremec. However, I'm leaning 50-50 on whether a new Shelby is coming out or if they will be utilizing their tools in front of them to build a new high segment, not Ford GT or GTD level Mustang, but something for the proper hardcore enthusiast to get that has over 500 horsepower past the Ford Mustang Dark Horse. I want to know, what do you think? Because so many of you are experts on this topic. Think about it right now. There's no competition for red eyes, 800 horsepower muscle cars on the street. There's no competition for now, though, because the last call is in effect. Does that mean we won't see anything else like this in the future because Dodge is going electrified? If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. It really does help me out. And subscribe for much for great content coming out your way. And hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single video here on the channel. Thank you so much for joining in on this talk. I hope to see you on the next one. Thanks again. I'll see you later.